Hello and welcome to the next installment in the What If Total Drama series. This is Cody's episode, not Beth's, like I said last time. This is Cody's episode. So in this, we're going to be doing What If Cody Never Got Mauled by the Bear. So yeah, let's get into it. We start by saying that everything before this moment still plays out exactly the same. So, I'm sorry if y'all were rooting for Ezekiel. I'm sorry if y'all were rooting for Eva. I'm sorry if y'all were rooting for Noah. You can also say goodbye to Justin. Not to mention Katie or Tyler. And then finally, Izzy right here. Although, obviously, she'll still come back. Same with Eva. So, yeah. It starts in Paintball Deer Hunter. All we have to do in this canon is say that Cody just doesn't get the chips from Beth. So, Beth doesn't give him the chips, or he never asks for the chips, or whatever. Because the reason he gets mauled by the bear in canon is because, he doesn't... It's because he doesn't pay attention and has the chips, and then the bear follows the chip trail. So yeah, and when this doesn't happen, I think what happens here is Heather is obviously on the bottom. I mean, Lindsay and Beth, or at least Beth, has already crashed out and gotten and is trying to target Heather. So what I think they would do in this episode, if this was the Total Drama writers, is I don't think they'd get Heather out like this. Instead, I think the most likely thing to happen here is this is Beth's crash out episode. So I think Heather finds Beth's idol, goes rummaging in her bag, looking for anything, because she doesn't have a scapegoat like Cody. So she goes rummaging through Beth's bag, looking for anything to incriminate her, and finds the idol. And that is what she reveals right before elimination. It scares the whole team. And even though I think Beth, maybe Gwen, maybe Trent still vote for Heather, I think most people still vote for Beth. So yeah, sorry to Beth in Paintball Deer Hunter. Okay, we're back. So yeah, sorry to poor Beth. Although I don't think actually anybody cares because it's Beth. But yeah. So now we get to the episode where Beth originally gets out, which was If You Can't Take the Heat. Now, subbing out Beth for Cody, I don't think really changes anything. What I do think is Cody is going to be trying to I think at this point, he's already matured past going for Gwen being a weirdo at this point. So, he even does the thing for Trent, I remember in the original show. So I think at this point, Cody comes to Gwen and Trent in this episode during the cooking challenge and apologizes for his bad behavior and promises that he will try to be more mature and leave Gwen alone from now on. And both of them are like, you know what? We accept. That's fair. So yeah, they are on better terms. So yeah, that happens. And then I think for the rest of the challenge, I think one thing that would happen here, I don't know. I don't think anything would really change. I think because they have Owen, they automatically lose. So I think Cody would be more of a help than Beth, but it just wouldn't matter. And yeah, not gonna lie, now that Cody's on good terms with Trent and Gwen, three of them along with these two, Owen just so he doesn't get out, and LaShawna because she doesn't like Heather. Also, Owen doesn't like Heather either. In a 5-2 vote, these people probably vote like Gwen or Trent. Heather is eliminated, kicking and screaming. Heather just cannot get far. Once again, if you just knock one little piece out of Heather's gameplay that she had in season 1, she just gets gone. Also, I did not mean to do what I just did, so my bad. Then we get to our next episode, which is Who Can You Trust? Who Can You Trust is originally when Sadie gets eliminated, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, this is when Gwen gets her pants ripped off. That was funny. And on the Killer Bass, I think there is no reason to believe that this would not change. This also goes for basic training, where I believe, obviously, we can still get our little group like that. I believe Harold would obviously still rig the votes against Courtney. And then in extreme torture, he would still get cooked by these four. So, sorry to Harold. This leads us to our boys versus girls, where we have more boys than girls. But I think just like in Team Amazon, they are obviously going to put Cody with the girls and then just say it's a group of entirely girls. Just like they did in Team Amazon in World Tour. So, Lindsay, Gwen, Cody, Lashana, Bridget. So, yeah, it comes to that. And I think the only difference in our merge right now is that Cody's here instead of Heather. And I think Cody is a worse eater than Heather. So, yeah. Plus, the guys still have Owen in this timeline. So, sorry, but the guys definitely win this. So yeah, this is just an immunity or a reward challenge, so it doesn't really matter though. So our merge is the exact same as in canon, except for the addition of Cody, since he never got mauled by that bear. And then we can still bring back Eva. And while you might be able to make a case for Heather, I feel like Heather got out too soon, too close to the merge for her to be realistically brought back. So we'll bring back Izzy, because I feel like right here is the cutoff. I feel like doing any of these five would just feel too soon to bring them back. But then we get to No Pain, No Gain. And in No Pain, No Gain, this is originally when Eva gets cooked again after just coming back. And honestly, that's probably still the case here. Let's quickly go over our current alliances. So we have Gwen, and we have Trent, of course. And then we have Cody, who's decided to just be bros. And I think they would start like getting along a little bit. Then, of course, we have Duncan, DJ, Jeff, and Bridget. And also Owen is over here. We have Lashana, and then Eva and Izzy are all just kind of vibing. So this is what we end up with. And I think just to avoid a complicated vote, especially when you have some like random people who people have no idea who they're voting for, like Lindsay, I think you get Eva out of here. That not right there, but right there. Now we get to Search and Do Not Destroy. And Search and Do Not Destroy is the episode where I think everybody could tell that they obviously gave immunity to the antagonist. The producers did. However, who do I consider the most antagonistic person here? I would honestly give it to Duncan. So I think Duncan wins immunity here. And I think he forms his guys alliance. So of course we have Duncan, DJ, Jeff, Owen. But I think that he obviously isn't going to go for Bridget just yet. Instead, I think the five of them would want to get out these three, because these three are already kind of getting in good with Bridget. And Lashana's already kind of on their side. Lindsay's an idiot, so they don't really care about her. Same with Izzy. But I feel like these four get Jeff, these three, get Jeff to convince Bridget to vote for, honestly, probably Cody. And the only reason is, I mean, Gwen and Trent both, well, actually, no, it wouldn't be Cody. I was going to say, I don't think that they would be able to get Bridget to vote for Gwen and Trent. But now that I think about it, I think they could easily fake a story with getting Trent out, since everyone was quick to believe that in canon with Heather. Like, they could do something like, oh, Trent still has a boyfriend, you know? And I think Jeff would feel bad about lying, but Duncan, who has to take on more of an antagonistic role now, would probably force him to do it. So, yeah, they probably make up something about how how Trent has a girlfriend waiting at home. Did I say boyfriend a second ago? I meant girlfriend. Waiting home, and he's been cheating on Gwen this whole time. So obviously everybody, including Cody and Gwen, vote Trent, and it's revealed that obviously none of that was true. And Duncan's like, well, what are you gonna do about it? But yeah, some people aren't happy with that play. This then gets to hide and be sneaky. In hide and be sneaky, this is originally when Bridget was eliminated, yeah? Yeah, this is originally when Bridget was eliminated, and not gonna lie, now that Bridget's getting really close to Gwen and Cody, probably even closer with Gwen this episode because they're bonding a lot from the whole like Trent just getting cooked by someone that her boyfriend's friends with. So I think Bridget and Gwen will be getting a lot stronger. So Duncan will still say, all right, us guys gotta get out Bridget. And obviously Jeff doesn't want to do that. In canon, Jeff does not vote for Bridget, but I can't remember who all does. But who I think will vote for Duncan. Wait, who gets immunity here? Hold on, I can't remember. Oh, Lashana gets immunity. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So Duncan, DJ, Owen, and Izzy, because Owen's with Izzy, even though Owen is starting to feel bad about the whole getting out this girlfriend while he has this girlfriend. These four all vote for Gwen, while these four get Lashana as well, and these five vote for Duncan. But then we have Lindsay, and I think Lindsay's just kind of been existing this whole time, and I think she's really dumb in this universe, just kind of bitching about. So I think they are able to convince for a tie. Like I could see them going like, yeah, Gwen looks so ugly in those shorts or whatever, and that would probably be enough for Lindsay. I don't even think Gwen wears shorts, but whatever. So yeah, these five vote Gwen, while these five vote for Duncan, and it comes down to a tiebreaker where I think realistically in a tiebreaker, Duncan probably wins most. This brings us to That's Off the Chain, where it looks like it's an easy 5-4 screw up. For these four, they're all just kind of cooked. They screwed up by flipping. But not gonna lie, this is the bullshit episode, and since Lindsay's here with no Heather to pull her back, she easily flies through this. And yeah, no, Cody and Bridget, who are the ones who weren't here originally, I don't think they'd make it that far. So, if anywhere at all. So, Lindsay still gets herself cooked, and that's off the chain, which is complete BS. Now that pisses off Duncan with his group of four, because, oh, by the way, Duncan promised Owen that they wouldn't vote out Izzy just because of the numbers, not because he actually cares. Again, he's taking on a more antagonistic role in this alternate universe now that there's no Heather. But yeah, he's like, crap, now we're gonna have to do another tie. That's annoying. But then he gets really pissed when we get to Hook, Line, and Screamer, where it is pretty obviously DJ who gets cooked here. Yes, you could make a case for Cody, but I feel like Cody is starting to mature a lot more. I mean, you already have him maturing with Gwen and Trent, even though they both just got cooked. So I think he's starting to mature more, and I think DJ would just have the worst scare. This brings us to, of course, Wawanakwa Gone Wild. And in this one, this is originally one where the hell is the immunity? I don't know. Oh wait, I'm not even near where immunity is. It is... Oh yeah, this is when Heather gets this is when Heather gets tranquilized. I remember that. I don't know. Well, the immunity doesn't really matter because I don't think it affects this. This is originally when Izzy gets out. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's the case here, because I don't think Heather got immunity in canon. But even if she wasn't the one who got immunity in canon, Duncan definitely didn't get immunity in canon. So I think he still doesn't. So, yeah, I think these four just pretty obviously cook Duncan, and he leaves pissed. Then this brings us to the trial by Triarm Triathlon, where I think we stick Jeff with probably, honestly, I don't even know who Jeff would go with. I think Lashana with Owen, Bridget with Cody. So I guess Izzy with Jeff. Yeah, I think that's no, because they're like chill. So I think it'd be like, I don't know. That this is good enough. This is good enough.
Jeff is not really gonna bond much with Izzy just because Izzy's insane. So I think Owen and Lashana also would probably, like, Owen definitely pulls them down a lot. And Bridget and Cody, I think if this was the beginning of the season, this would be a terrible duo because Bridget would just be so creeped out by Cody, but Cody would, and she probably would start by being a little annoyed that she has to work with him, but I think that by the end they would respect each other and be on good terms, so or on better terms. So I think these two would probably win the immunity here. And so it comes down to over here, where I'm not gonna lie, it's Owen or Izzy, because these four are just targeting. And I think of the two, just like in Yannon, they vote in this episode, probably for similar reasons, along with them just being on the opposite side of the alliance, being on the minority, they vote out Izzy over Owen. So yeah, this brings us to Hot Kamchor, and it's funny. There was only one what if so far, where Lashana didn't get 5th place due to Hot Kamchor. And that's when she got 6th place due to a completely different reason. But since Katie and Sadie aren't here right now, Lashana, or they are on the freaking Play La De La Losers, they aren't in the game. They still start the thing to cook Lashana. So this brings us to our final four, which all four have won multiple what ifs before, but that's just how it goes. Jeff, Bridget, and Owen are just so likable that I don't see them really getting out that often in most scenarios. And Cody, if he doesn't get mauled by the bear, he probably is going to go on a maturing arc, which will get him pretty far too. But this is where we have Camp Castaways, and I think Owen still goes insane. Cody probably tries to be the leader of the group and fails miserably. And Bridget and Jeff probably make out the whole time. So obviously, that's going to put us here. And I think for our actual Final Four challenge, so sorry to Mr. Coconut, because he still comes here, so he still gets voted out, even though he's not actually a contestant. But in Are We There Yeti, I think the obvious duos are going to be Cody and Owen versus Jeff and Bridget. And here's the thing. You would think Jeff and Bridget are both stronger competitors in terms of like physical strength, and also have way more working together ability compared to Cody and Owen, who barely interact. Owen's a freaking fat ass fart machine, and Cody is just kind of bad at everything and doesn't have any Sierra in sight to carry him, literally. But I think in this scenario, Bridget and Jeff would probably be like season 2 of Action at this point. They'd probably make out so much that even though Owen would still go for the things at the end, I think they're the cinnamon rolls or whatever for Chef. I think Bridget and Jeff would start running. Like Cody would cross the finish line, but Bridget and Jeff would start running, and Owen would be able to just edge it out and still secure them the win. But I think we get out of Jeff and Bridget. Chef gets to decide who's eliminated, and this could go either way, honestly. But I think he would just like Jeff more. Not for like any particular reason, I just think he would. So, yeah, sorry to Bridget, she kind of gets cooked here. So we come to our final 3 guys with Cody, Owen, and Jeff. Where in I Triple Dog Dare You, I don't think anybody's really teaming. I mean, Jeff and Cody are on good terms, but I think Cody and Owen are probably on a little bit better terms, and Owen's just a really fun guy, so I think Jeff's always liked Owen still. But I think overall, when it comes to endurance, Owen is insane, and Jeff dived in the toilet. So Cody, even though he's trying to be like a manly man, I think he would still get out here. Sorry, dude. This was your episode, and you almost made it. But he's made it on other what ifs before, at least one other what if before this. So he almost won his own thing, but this is gonna bring us to our finale, where we have Owen and Jeff. Now for Owen and Jeff, I think who I would make the canon winner is probably Jeff. And here's the thing, I know Jeff has won a lot of these, but like just think about it, he had a lot more plot than Owen did. Owen was just kind of in the minority, which is why you could give him that underdog story, because he should have been cooked freaking 4 episodes ago. He got so lucky with Lashana getting cooked right there. Then he got lucky that he basically got lucky that Hot Camp Shore, Camp Castaways, Are We There Yeti, and I Triple Dog Dare You, none of those are normal voting eliminations. So he just kind of built his way here from the ground up, but he's also Owen, so it's kind of on accident that he do that. He probably is the character with the least plot outside of Izzy from his entire, at least this universe, from his entire little alliance. So I just don't think in this universe he deserve it as much. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Total Drama What If. And I cannot wait to catch y'all in the next one, where we will actually be doing Beth. So yeah, I'll see y'all then. Goodbye.